Sharpologist.com.
Hi, Mantic59 here. I'm lucky enough to live within driving distance of OneBlade's headquarters. So when their new Core razor was announced, I twisted their arms and I was able to score one of the very first units off the assembly line. Here's my unboxing and impressions from my initial shaves with the OneBlade Core razor. It wouldn't be fair to compare the packaging experience of the Core razor to OneBlade's original stainless steel razor, now called Genesis, but I think the presentation is pretty nice. It comes in a heavy-duty cardboard box with a small information sheet and foam inserts for the razor, a pack of blades, and a razor stand. The Core razor itself looks very much like OneBlade's original stainless steel razor. However, the Core razor is much lighter and its center of gravity is much further down the handle. If you have a OneBlade Genesis razor and get a Core razor, maybe as a travel option, you should adjust your expectations accordingly. Core's plastic material actually looks and feels pretty hardy. It can probably take a fair amount of abuse gracefully. Core takes the same feather blade as Genesis. Inserting the blade seems to be a bit more snugly fitting in the Core razor for me compared to Genesis, but that may be just because of the friction characteristic of the plastic they're using. I suppose it's only natural to compare the performance of the OneBlade Core razor with that of the OneBlade Genesis razor, but it's really an unfair comparison. While the two razors look very similar, the shaving experience has been different for me so far. The first thing I noticed when I started shaving with the Core razor is the feedback. There's much more of it, both by sound and by blade feel, than shaving with a OneBlade Genesis razor. The second thing I noticed is, if you're already used to shaving with a OneBlade Genesis, you may have to subtly relearn your technique with the Core razor. Since the weight and balance are so different, you'll have to adjust your grip for best results. And you also may be tempted to push down a little more on the razor. This would be a mistake though. So Genesis is like a good waiter in a fine dining restaurant, anticipating your needs and being unobtrusive. Core is more like Maybelle at the local diner yelling,
"Burn one, take it through the garden and pin a rose on it,"
to Don, the short order cook in the kitchen. The food may still be great, but the experience is different. Core does take a little more work for me to get a really good shave compared to Genesis, but a damn fine shave is quite easy. At least with just the few shaves under my belt, it seems even milder than Genesis, even though the two razors have the same blade angle, exposure, and gap specifications. But to be fair, Genesis was that for me too. After a few shaves, the angle and pressure I needed just sort of kicked in and I was off to the races. On the other hand, if you're coming from the cartridge world, using a OneBlade Core will probably feel pretty natural. It's a mild, forgiving shave at a price point that's comfortable for most people who want to upgrade their shave. Hi, my name is Mark, otherwise known as Mantic59, and my channel is all about what your father didn't teach you about shaving.